we do have some cold weather. Sometimes it's as cold as 20 degrees centigrade.
Welcome. I'm here to help you prepare for the snow, ice, and other conditions you'll encounter this winter.
Well, thank you. I'm really looking forward to snow.
Me too. I've been wanting to see snow since I was a kid.
Well, I know you're busy adjusting to new culture. I'm here to help you with a new physical environment. Winter has two sides, you know, fun and enjoyment for one, and preparing for it for the other.
What do you mean? This environment looks great to me.
It is now, but when winter comes, there will be many changes.
Wow! How did you do that?
I'll explain later, but right now I'd like to show you a few things about winter.
Yeah, sure it's cold. Where did everyone go?
Here, try these. Now, let's talk about winter in general. People who live here get really excited when winter comes. They look forward to skiing and skating and to the invigorating effects of cold weather itself.
I'm excited too. You see, one of the reasons I came to this camp was to experience cold winters, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too. I can hardly wait to try skiing.
People who live here already know how to prepare for cold weather so they can enjoy it. They know that the whole point about adjusting to cold weather is to realize that cold is simply the absence of heat. Cold doesn't sneak in, heat leaks out. So they prepare and dress adequately to conserve their body heat.
Well, this coat seems to be doing the job.
You got a nice coat.
But they may not be enough. Have you ever heard of hypothermia?
Hypothermia? It does sound familiar somehow.
Well, suppose you're hiking the mountains and aren't properly dressed. Hypothermia is the condition where a person's body loses heat faster than it can be replaced. It is the first indication of real trouble that you can have with cold weather.
What should we do?
The symptoms, as you can see, are simple. You feel very cold and your body shivers at first, then uncontrollably.
What to do?
First, get out of the wind. Second, cover your head with a hat or your coat or a scarf. And third, move rapidly so that you generate more heat. This is how to end your hypothermic condition. There. Does that feel better?
Yeah, I think so.
I've never been that cold.
Well, let's go someplace where it's comfortable and talk about it. Now, what do you suppose just happened?
Wow, whatever it was.
All right. Let's look at three things about your experience that led to your discomfort. One, you were not properly dressed for the event.
But we had coats.
Your coat wasn't enough. What makes a coat warm is the trapped air in its fabrics. If you'd worn layers of coverings, say 2 heavy sweaters, you may actually have been warmer. You could have regulated how much heat you wanted to conserve. You don't want to get too warm or you will perspire, and you already know how perspiring cools your body. Second, you had no hat. Heat rises so that you lose 70% of your body heat from your head and neck.
Why is that so?
There are 2 reasons. Number 1, heat rises, so the highest point of your body will be the greatest heat loser. Number 2, your arteries in your neck can't constrict blood flow, so heat is continually pumped up into your head and out the top. For those 2 reasons, always wear a hat and pull your collar up or use a scarf to cover your neck and ears. Now, for the third thing you should learn from your experience. You were fooled by the outside temperature. Remember, heat moves out. If a breeze cools you in the summer, it can freeze you in the winter. The wind removed the small layer of air around your body that was already heated. When that layer was removed, your body had to heat another layer, and so on and so on.
That's right. It seemed as if it wasn't all that cold until that wind began blowing.
That's what we call the wind chill factor. Just a few miles per hour of wind can magnify the effects of the outside temperature. That wind made the perceived temperature drop from 10 degrees Fahrenheit above zero to 10 degrees below zero. Incidentally, if you're used to the centigrade temperature, you will want to get used to converting Fahrenheit to centigrade. We use Fahrenheit here. Remember, 32 degrees Fahrenheit is 0 degrees centigrade. And every 2 degrees of Fahrenheit is equal to about 1 degree Celsius. Or you could use a handy chart.
That won't be too hard. But what else should we have learned from this experience?
Remember that layered clothing I talked about?
But the coats.
Yes, I guess I did. Give you the coats in the first place. But the coats were not enough. You also needed hats and scarves, heavy socks, warm boots, and gloves or mittens. You had no chance to regulate your body. However, you were right to have someone with you. You should never go into the woods alone. If you do get into trouble, you can help each other. By the way, would you like to experience how it feels to freeze?
No, thank you.
Well, not really. But we can go on to something else.
Okay, let's fine-tune what you've learned from this episode into what you'll have to do in daily life.